Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today's video is going to be the 10 things I wish I knew before I got married. So if you're interested in this video, keep on watching. Before you watch this video, just remember, these are all my ideas. These are all the things I wish I would have known. This doesn't mean you have to know these things, or that means, whoop, I'm not getting married because she said if I don't know his family, then I shouldn't get married. No, I'm just giving you my perspective on things I wish I would have known before I married my husband. The first and most important thing on my list, number one, is that no man is perfect. Growing up, I always thought that I would find my knight in shining armor and we would have the perfect life together, and I always thought that we would just always get along and we would be so in love and there would never be any hurt, there would never be any sadness. And boy, was I wrong. Marriage is work. No man is perfect. So that's the number one thing on my list. Number two, growing up Catholic, I always had some sort of religious background, but God and my faith plays a major role in my life. It always has. That was one thing I didn't consider, was that my husband, the person that I was going to spend the rest of my life with and raise my children with, I didn't consider his spirituality and how deep he was into his faith. My husband and I did not build the foundation of our marriage on religion, faith, Christ Church, none of that stuff. So I wish that was something that I did consider before getting married. Number three sort of ties into number one, which is that no man is perfect. Marriage, love, life, none of it is a fairy tale. It's not what you see in the movies. It's not what you see on Disney. Real life happens when you commit to someone. Things that you never think of happening, happen. Things you hope would never happen, happen. And that's marriage. It's about a lot of forgiveness, a lot of compromising, and a lot of hard work. Number four on my list, raising children. When I married my husband, we both knew that we wanted children. I always told him I wanted 5, and it's probably the courtship part of him that was just like, yeah, we're gonna have a big family and have a whole bunch of kids. But I never had a plan for how big my family would grow to be. And we never had a plan on when we would make like permanent changes for us to no longer have any children. Now we have 4 and we still haven't done anything permanent. We both feel like this is comfortable for us. We're happy with our 4 children. Of course, yes, there are times where I so badly want a baby girl still, and my husband, he's more on the fence about it. He says he doesn't want children, but he does also sometimes get sad knowing that we don't have a baby girl, but we're okay with our 4. So I wish I would have considered how many children we were going to have, how many, and realistically how many children we would have, and how we would raise our children. So that would be number 4. Number 5 on my list is that marriage is not just a piece of paper. A lot of people will tell you, oh, you're married, oh great, that's just a piece of paper. It has nothing to do with nothing. Marriage is extremely important. When you decide to commit to someone, it's forever. As a Christian, I do not completely condone divorce. I feel like if you chose to marry someone and have children with this person, then you guys have to work hard to do what you have to do to keep your family together. Now, I know there are times where things just don't work out and it's best for the family to separate, for the children, at least for them to be happy and not grow up in a household where their parents are always arguing or their parents are no longer in love and they kind of ignore each other. Then I get it. But when you are choosing to get married, you want to think about it like this is it till the day I die. You don't want to think about it as just a piece of paper. I feel like that's the worst way to go about getting married. Number 6. The 6th thing I wish I knew before I got married was that it's not good to spend so much time together. Like when I got married, I figured, oh, we're gonna spend the rest of our lives together. We're gonna be together all the time. I don't ever want to leave his side. We're just gonna spend all day, every day together. I never considered that as a married woman, you do need your time alone. Your husband needs his time alone. Yes, you guys become one, but at the same time, you're still individuals and you should give each other space. So that's another thing I wish I would have known early on in my marriage, was that it was okay for my husband to do, you know, his own thing, go play basketball or, you know, sit for hours watching sports, but I would be completely bothered. I'm like, you're not spending time with me. I felt like he had to spend time with me all day, every day. So that's another thing I wish I would have known before getting married, that it's okay to let your spouse or your partner do their own thing. Number 7 on my list of things that I wish I knew before getting married, how we were gonna manage our finances. Finances were something we never thought about. I was a student and my husband had just joined the military, so we kind of felt like we were set. We had nothing to worry about, but we never really had a set plan on like budgeting and how we were going to spend our money, how we were going to how we were going to save our money. So finances is another thing I think you should definitely consider before tying the knot. Number 8 on my list is going to be fighting, arguing, quarreling, whatever you want to call it, not getting along. It's going to happen. If you're in a relationship and you have not gotten married yet and you guys have not fought at all, or you haven't at least had a disagreement, something is wrong. You are not ready to be married if you have not seen the other side of your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call them. There must be some sort of disagreement. There must be some sort of fight before you decide to tie the knot. I also feel like if you love every single thing about that person, then you don't really know them. There has to be some sort of dislike. You are not in a real relationship if you love every single thing about the person you're with. And that's just my perspective. That's just my thoughts on the whole thing. Doesn't mean it's right. It just means that that's what I think. Number 9 on my list of things I wish I would have known before getting married is how to take advice from others. Plenty of people, married and single, will try to tell you how to live your life. They'll try to tell you how your marriage should look and how you should be treated. Be very cautious on who you take advice from. Everyone is not great at giving advice, so just be careful on who you actually sit and listen to, who you go to talk to about your marriage, because everyone is not going to always support you, and everyone doesn't want to honestly see you happy, nor do they want to see your marriage flourish. Now, you do have your supporters, you do have your family and friends who will give you the right advice and will never lead you astray. So just be careful and pick and choose who you want to trust with issues in your marriage, or just advice in general. Last but not least on my list of things I wish I would have known before getting married is that you are marrying his family. Not just him, you're also marrying his family. You definitely want to get to know who his or her family is, and you want to make sure that you're accepted and you're wanted in that family. Not only are you marrying into the family, you and your husband or you and your wife are going to have children, and those children will become a part of that person's family. So you want to make sure that these people are people you want around and you want in your life and your children's lives. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope these 10 things were helpful for you. If you're planning on getting married, if you're newly engaged, be sure to really sit and think about some of these things I mentioned in this video. And if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I hope to see you guys very soon in my next video, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye!